Ladies and gentlemen, please join me and welcome our guest today, Teacher Casey. Hello, Casey. How are you?
Hi. Hello. Good day. I'm doing well. Thank you.
Yes. So how is your students doing so far with the e-learning experience?
Yeah. So like any learning experience, it's a process.
I see.
We're having some challenges, but we're having just some overall successes. I think we're adapting well, and I think we're blending well in this new learning environment.
Yeah. How did they adjust from learning in physical classes to purely digital experiences?
Yeah, it's a good point. I think many of our students, they are already communicating online. Facebook is a great example. They're sharing attachments already. Now we're just bringing some of that life experience, we're bringing that into the classroom. And now they're submitting assignments digitally and attaching things.
Yeah,
so
that's good.
Yeah, they're things that they're used to. Yeah.
So I'm very excited that in term 24, our school will introduce Microsoft Office 365 for education. I think you have been exploring the features. I have been exploring the feature. Let's just exchange some ideas. How many do you plan to bring to the table today?
Yeah, I have 4 features. How many do you have?
I think I'm going to have 4 features as well,
we'll
so that
share.
our audience can have 8 features from both of us.
Yeah.
So let's start with you. Teach me something about Office 365.
Okay, right. So we're learning online. We need to be communicating online. And so Teams is nice. Office 365, Teams is nice because we have chat. We have chat in Teams.
Oh, that's good.
And so this is different than Telegram. It's different than Facebook Messenger.
Okay.
It has the same elements as these programs, but now we have more nonverbal communication.
Wow.
Basically, we have bold and underline, and we have emojis and stickers.
Oh, that's great.
So we can, if we're communicating online, we miss a lot of those nonverbals.
I see.
But now we can have chats, and we can send these nonverbals through this chat feature.
That's nice. I think students can have the real feeling of using a social media like platform. Yes, because they don't feel like it's a boring platform. They can engage with one another with emoji. Yes, and I do love the formatting features that you mentioned. That they can format their message. Just like when we talk, sometimes we raise our voice, sometimes we slow it down. We need to bring all those elements into Teams.
And now we can.
I see. I also have one feature that I want to share with you. My favorite is Microsoft OneDrive.
Okay.
Because I have received a lot of comments from students who travel to their hometown and said that, oh, teacher, I forgot to bring the book. I forgot to bring my documents.
That's right.
They are heavy. They are bulky. No worry. With Microsoft OneDrive, everything is stored on cloud. And every user will have 1 TB. And I think if you convert 1 TB to documents, it should be millions and millions of documents.
Oh, yes.
So students can have safe and secure data storage. And if they want to share something on email, they can just share the link. And the people on the other side can access what they want to share. So this is my favorite of all, that I can have a safe place to keep my data.
Keep everything.
Keep everything.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, let me tell you about something else. Let me tell you about OneNote, okay?
Yes.
So we're learning in a class, and we need to take notes.
Sure.
Like we learn by doing. So OneNote is a feature of Microsoft 365 Teams that it allows us to, it's like a scrapbook. I don't know if any of us do scrapbooking.
Scrapbook.
But we organize, we access, and we share information with OneNote. So you can copy and paste a video in your notes.
Wow.
You can copy and paste images. You can even scribble and write your notes down.
Okay.
And what's nice about this also is that we have student notebooks, and so this is nice for students to have notes, but then teachers can access these student notebooks, and they don't have to carry all these notebooks home every time.
Yeah.
So teachers can access them, and students can edit them and change them in any way.
I see.
Teachers can make audio comments on the notebook, make an audio file on the notebook. Yeah, it is so nice. It is so nice. It's wonderful for collaborating in just real time.
Yeah. So what you're saying is it's going to be like a scrapbook that I can cut and paste different pictures, different audio files, and all can be shared with teacher and students?
Exactly, yes, that's right, yeah. And it's a collaboration space in real time.
Yes, I think that's really nice, because I assume that I would prefer to ask my teachers verbally, but I don't want to disturb my teacher during private times. I could just post my audio file. And I like the features that you talk about. You can access student file without having them sent to you, right?
Yes.
So you don't have to send the file back and
right.
forth.
Yeah, I can just glance at it. Yeah. Here's another key thing about OneNote. Here's one more thing.
Okay.
If a teacher gives you a OneNote page, a page of notes to look at, you can have OneNote Learning Tools read back the notes to you.
Oh.
So that is a key feature.
I see.
You can get the notes from a teacher, and there's an option to have them be read to you.
Wow.
So that is nice. Convenient.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I think that's a fascinating feature, and yes, maybe my second. My second app. I'm going to talk about Microsoft Outlook and Calendar. I think most people overlook this feature. They don't think that email is important, but in today's modern workplace, we all communicate through email.
Yeah.
So students who come to study English are supposed to understand how to write email properly. They are supposed to understand netiquette. So I think it's better if we can blend this feature into classroom experience, and that's what we are going to do. Like, students know how to format their message, how to start the message properly, how to address the person on the other side politely and professionally, and yes, design their message accordingly. And yeah, associated with Microsoft Outlook is Calendar, which is my favorite, because to me, as a person who works in office, and our students will need to work in office in the future, I'm concerned about the big three called the STI, called the stress, time, and information.
Okay.
And I believe that the calendar in Microsoft can help me solve that. It can help me solve my stress. I can manage my stress by organizing my tasks so that I can see them on paper. I won't be overwhelmed, I won't be overloaded, I won't be forgetting any part of it. And I can also organize my time. I can put the task as urgent, as important, as recurring. Everything is just so nice. And I can also organize my information, like what am I going to do today, and in order to do that, what are the people I need? Yeah, what are the people that I need to contact? Yeah, let's do it over this part.
Okay.
Yeah. So for information management, I think it's really important that I can organize my information based on their status as important, yes, as urgent, and I can set up who I need to contact to get the task completed. So I think with Microsoft Outlook and Calendar, I know how to communicate with people, and I know how to manage myself better.
If there's anything that we can do to manage our stress, manage our time and information, we have a nice answer here.
Yeah.
Great. That's Microsoft Calendar.
Calendar.
And Outlook.
Yeah.
So here's another thing about sharing. So we're online, and there's something called SharePoint.
I see.
Another key feature of Microsoft 365. And what's nice about this is that it's compatible with all devices. And so we can use it with our handhelds, we can use it with our desktops, our Androids, and our MOSs.
I see.
So this gives us access to upload whole document libraries.
Wow.
The whole textbook is at your fingertips with SharePoint. It's also a nice place to collaborate. It's another collaboration space.
Okay.
We can share a PowerPoint file back and forth, and we can work on it together. So SharePoint, another great feature.
Yeah, so I would imagine if I had to attend 3 courses or 10 courses in physical classes, I had to carry 10 folders. Yes. And with SharePoint, I can just access them and navigate between courses through my fingertips.
And what's nice is that those documents are searchable. Those PDF files are searchable. If you're doing an open book quiz or an exam, search those document libraries. Yeah.
Wow, that's nice. And I think because students now have library, they have interactive notebooks, students may probably be interested in assessment. Yeah, because as students, we need to validate their achievements. I mean, how much progress they have made so far. So my third feature is Microsoft Forms. Students can do quizzes and can do assignments. They get feedback, they get the scores immediately. So they can track their own progress. As opposed to the physical classes, they have to submit the paper to the teachers and wait for the feedback.
That's right.
So sometimes delayed feedback kills motivation. So we really want to know that instant feedback. Okay, now I got 3 out of 5. there are 2 items, and I can approach my teacher through chats. So I think instant feedback is going to increase the mastery curve for our students. Yeah. What do you have as the final feature for today's episode?
Getting instant feedback, so great. So video conferencing, another way to get some kind of instant one-on-one information. So video conferencing, it's convenient for teachers and students. And with video conferencing, teachers can move between each screen kind of seamlessly. During video conferencing, we're going to OneNote and looking at our notes for the day. And then we're going back to whiteboard maybe, and we're having a discussion, we're brainstorming. And so all of these things are connected through video conferencing. We can speak and communicate. We can also share files during video conferencing and through video conferencing. So we get immediate feedback, we get reactions, and you can ask questions immediately.
Okay. So it's really interactive based on what you said. And I have picked your notes and you didn't notice, and I realized that in video conferencing you have live caption.
That's right. Oh, that's right. Yes. So thank you for mentioning that. You mentioned that. So we can do live captions. You can turn those on, just similar to maybe a YouTube video closed caption.
Okay.
And so what's nice about it is that those captions are searchable.
Wow.
That is a great feature to video conferencing. Turn on the captions, and you can hear and you can watch. You can also later search for that idea or for that phrase that you thought was interesting. Now you can search for it in maybe a recorded class session.
I see. So I will not miss my favorite lecture or my best lecture of all time.
That's right.
And I can always go to the place that I love the most. Wow, that's interesting.
Yes, if we talk about the Avengers during a video conference, you know exactly how to find it. You can search for it.
Wow. Yes. And my last feature for today is Microsoft Sway. I think just the word alone is fascinating. What it means is that it's like you sway your content. It's not a still content. In traditional classroom, probably you hold a piece of paper and you talk to your classmates or your teachers, and then people just stare at the paper. And we live in a 3D, 4D, and even 5D worlds right now. We want something that is swaying, that is moving. So with Microsoft Sway, students can create interactive content digitally. They can present themselves with the content moving. So I really like that. I mean, in the past, in order to do that, you need to learn coding. You need to be an IT specialist. But now with Microsoft Sway, our students can get access to this kind of skill. So I really love to create contents for my students, probably give them something to watch, and I can blend it with forms. After they do it, they can complete the quiz and then let me know whether they need more input from me. So I think all the cool features here can be hosted under Microsoft Teams, and that's another fascinating feature. Because students don't need to master like 7 or 8 different apps. They just need to learn how to use Microsoft Teams, and they can get access to all of this. Okay, so as a personal, what are your personal tips for our audience, especially our students out there who are struggling with e-learning experience?
Communication will be a big part of our e-learning experience as long as we're communicating well. And so there are some kind of etiquette rules, some netiquette rules to communicate online, you know? And it's just similar to our regular classroom. So we don't shout in our regular classroom. Let's not shout online. Let's try not to use all caps. Okay, let's be a little professional. We can also allow someone to complete their thought or their idea, and that could be when they're speaking during a video conference. It also could be when they're typing. So let them finish their idea first and then jump in. That's just being respectful. Keep statements brief. Let's keep them brief. Some of us are not all keyboarding experts, you know, so if we can keep them short and brief, that allows for more comments, and we can move through some of those ideas. And then finally, I would just say, let's stay at our computers during the class session. Let's show respect for each other and for the instructor. If you're coming to class, you know, come to class. It might be easy to step away, but make time and be there for the session. I think those are some good rules for communicating. Do you have some ideas also?
Sure. And before that, I would like to add some comments to what you said. I totally agree with what you said, and I sometimes I feel really negative when people just leave me talking alone online. So I think people really need to know how to interact with me. They can mute themselves, but they can show their appreciation in the chat box. Because with Microsoft Teams, the conference call, they have access to all the emoji and the stickers. So that's gonna make it real. I mean, just let your teachers know that you are watching with some emoji, with some stickers. But yeah, communicate with your teachers what are acceptable and what are not, and just to keep it engaging. Because I don't like talking alone and then people watch recorded video afterward. I want real life interaction on that.
Right. I mean, and this is different. This is not a YouTube video.
Yeah.
Right? This is an innovative e-learning platform.
Yes,
so participation is critical.
Yes. Yeah. And my personal tip is the ARF, my favorite. I see that people who are new to technology, including me in the past, had these ARF syndrome. We call it avoidance, resistance, and frustration. At first, I tried to avoid at all costs. I mean, if there is any way I can escape technology, I will do it. Yes, and the second one, even if people force me to do it, I will try to resist as much as I can by talking negatively about it, bringing people to support me. And at the end, when people caught me, they really made me do it, I would become really frustrated because I had no choice. So to cure the ARF syndrome, we have another set of ARF. Yes, I call it the adoption, responsiveness, and fascination.
Okay.
Yeah. Instead of being avoidant to technology, we try to adopt it, just like adopt a new hobby, just like adopt something that is worthy. Because people around us are starting to use technology, so we need to start to adopt it. And when it's time that people force us to do something, instead of being frustrated or resistant, let's just be responsive. Let's just find a way to make it constructive. And at the end, I do love the attitude of fascination. I mean, it's the same as frustration on the other side of the coin. I mean, the problems are still the problem, but instead of being frustrated and run away, you are fascinated and then get closer to it. What is in there? And if we can solve it, we can let other people learn from our experience. Right. So I think it has been a great conversation so far. And do you have any final comments before we say goodbye to our audience for now?
Boy, we really talked about a lot. I think that we covered a lot of it. Just participating, learning by doing is kind of one of the goals for our platform, and participation is a big part of that.
Yes. Yes, and my final words would be, it's not enough just to listen to us. It's a good starting point, but let's just experience our real platforms with our teachers. We will post the live schedule where everyone can participate for free. So stay tuned to our updates, and then we will tell you how to get engaged with our e-learning platform. Thank you, and see you in the next video.